Before we begin, I'll introduce. This is Ananya, our mains focus, as well as our interview program student, and now no more a student, now an officer. So first of all, congratulations, Ananya. And
Thank you, sir.
by the rank, I guess, which officer you'll be? So
So I have no idea. It might be IRS or accounts or audits. I have no idea.
can be IRS, I guess,
Yes,
the
sir.
rank you're getting.
Yeah.
So how's the mood now at your place?
So it's nice because everyone is appreciating and they're very proud, especially my parents. And they're young students who are also coming up for guidance. They do not want to repeat the mistakes that I made. They're very particular on what to prepare and what not to. So I think that's very nice for me to help them at this path.
This was your this was not your first mains, right?
Yes, sir. This is my fourth wings.
It was your fourth mains, and there was something happening in mains which was
Yeah.
irritating you.
Yes,
I
sir.
I still remember that day, and I really like when we first spoke, you messaged me, you got the rank,
I think
and the thought which came to my mind was that day only.
the first meeting of ours, the review and
First
all that.
first phone call of ours about the mains copies.
Yes, sir.
You were a
I
tad
agree.
nervous, and copies were good, so there was something lacking. Acha, one more thing. Did you improve upon the font?
Font size.
Yeah,
I tried to put at least some space and make the word a bit
because
clear
I
because
remember
this
I
is
specifically gave you that because sometimes
yeah.
there is that macro element which is missing,
Huh.
and we are good. We're writing. We're in that zone. Everything is fine because that was the thing which was lacking according to me.
Okay.
It's such a tiny little problem, but it
Yeah.
can create problems because
Yes, sir.
copies goes to it's not a comfortable copy to check.
Yes. The examiner would be very irritated. So I tried to make changes for that after you said.
Yes, yes, yes. I remember. And else, what do you think? How the exam is panned out? Because see, our conversation should help the future generations and so to say the future aspirants.
Yeah.
So, how do you think the exam is panned out or has been transformed a little in the last 4 years?
So uh, from my experience.
From your experience, especially the mains aspect.
Okay, I think first I was not aware of what exactly to do for the mains because I directly jumped into it. And I had no time because I qualified prelims and there was mains, so there was very little time. And I was not prepared for the optional as well. I was doing self-study and it lacked so much emphasis on the exam kind of view. So I think I had made these mistakes, but I think this last attempt was very mature experience for me because I tried to bring in lots of changes and correct my mistakes. So I think that I try to do in GS as well as my option. So I think that's where I improved my score about 100. So I think
Yes,
that's where I got into the list.
true, true,
So
true.
yeah,
100 can change the whole game, obviously.
that's,
I guess a little bit in improvement, or there is a 0.1% of luck also attached. In interviews or here and there, you could have been in much, much better performance. But okay, that's for now. Our part, our introspection, we should improve.
yes,
So that you have told me, so I shouldn't be repeating and asking that you'll not be giving the attempt now, this
not
attempt.
this year. Yes.
But I really believe you should.
Next year, I'll think
Next year,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because see, there is still a scope of improvement, and uh, even you will feel that, and what I have experienced, once you're selected, the
Hmm.
whole mode, the psychological part of it,
Yeah.
things around changes. Your
At
best
least that
attempt,
pressure comes off.
what?
At least that a little pressure comes off that you have a
Yes,
ground, a base. Yeah.
yes. So according to me, the best attempt comes once you're into it and you're free. There's no baggage, and I've
Yeah.
seen people performing outstandingly well once they're just in the list also because there is no baggage then. Cool. So what was your option?
Anthropology.
Can you just tell a little about anthropology for
So I firstly selected Anthro because I found many toppers that year when I started preparing, and they told me it was very precise syllabus and it's good to score. But I think when I started preparing, I was not anything into Anthro earlier. So it was very hard, and self study was also very hard. So I got just the material, and it was very static. So whenever I gave the exam, the mains, the questions were very dynamic. So it became very hard for me to relate the static and dynamic aspects, and especially cover the syllabus whole on a whole and even revise that. But I think this attempt, I tried to take guidance from an anthropology tutor. I took her classes, then I tried to link the dynamics. So her classes was very dynamic. So I think that helped me a lot. And I tried to prepare with the syllabus and also in a form of answer format. So I
Who is
think
she? You
that
can who is she? You can name her because people
okay.
should benefit. Why not?
Yeah, it's Sozin ma'am. I actually took her
Acha.
online classes. Yeah, they were very helpful because she gave me a direction on how to write answers and also how to prepare a particular topic. Because rather than just reading a whole topic, it gave relevance on how to actually put it in as an answer. Because to write a particular thinker's name or write its relevance in the answer itself. So I think that was very helpful, and I improved around 50 marks in my option itself. So I think that was a major game changer.
Yeah, yeah. So your improvement largely was GS and optionals.
Yes, sir.
Therein you broke into the list. Somehow you entered, and that's how it is. Great. But UPSC it always is a great journey. So just to reduce the pressure on all of the other people who might not succeed, especially now results have come. A lot of people reached interviews and still they couldn't. This is not the life. It becomes
Yes, sir.
the part of a great experience, but it is not the life. So what according to you should be the plan B's of people?
Sir, I think the important part that helped me was I considered this exam to be a part of my life. Might be an important part, but just a part, not my whole life. So I think that reduced a bit pressure. So that mentality has to be developed by the students as well, because they
True.
cannot take this too seriously. Because this is just an exam to get a job or to serve the country. So I think that's the first thing. Second thing, it was uh, trying to have a particular graduation, especially which you can have a plan B, because students are right now jumping right since the 10th standard or inter into IAS coaching, and that's very risky because you'll not have a personality developed and also not have a plan B. So I think you should have completed your graduation. You should focus then on UPSC so that you'll have a plan B also. That's a better thing.
True, true, true. So yeah, that's there. A sense of detachment is required
Yes,
even while you're deep into it, because then only you can keep yourself a little balanced and you can continue the journey. That is where most people sometimes
yeah.
they face it,
Lose their way. Yeah.
and that's very sad to hear. And those dull voices, I never like to hear those voices, but I made a point that I talked to not only you people but all of those who couldn't, especially those who reached till the end, mains or interviews. It's a big heartbreak kind of a thing, but come on, we all face it. And see, you are an example of perseverance, consistently 4 mains, which is not everybody's cup of tea. You're reaching day in day out every mains, and somehow this time you made it. So but again, people will always see the tip of the iceberg. Oh
Yeah.
wow, it has you've been selected, great. Arey baba, there is some 4 5 years of hard work.
Yeah, and disappointments, underconfidence. Yeah, there's lots of
Yes.
struggle
So
under it.
then there is a learning lesson for all the others, and that is why I wanted to talk to you, and we wanted that message to go across. First of all, it's just the part. It's not
Yeah,
the life.
yeah,
Secondly, don't take it too seriously also. And thirdly, keep working hard. Perseverance pays. If you
yeah.
really
Don't
improve it, it will. Great, great. So Ananya, architecture and anthropology.
I don't know why A keeps coming
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah. So I still remember that. If you remember, he's also made it. Avdesh, our interview.
Okay, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So there were only two. There were very less into architecture people, and there is that because 4 years you've left the course, and architecture is such a field that anything can be asked in interviews. So that was also, I remember, you and he discussed with you also, I guess.
Yes, sir.
there were not many people with architecture, right?
Yes, sir. That was
Cool.
usually, yeah.
What was your interview board?
Satyavati ma'am board.
Acha, great. And like it went for
It went about 25 to 30 minutes.
great.
It was rapid fire questions. There were no counter questions like that, but there were direct questions.
Can you
Many,
just
especially from
can
DAS.
you just briefly tell in a minute, like
Yeah,
what
sure,
exactly
sir.
transpired?
The chairperson initially asked about my architecture, graduation, what I was doing, and then she asked about my thesis project, which I mentioned in the DAS. Then the other person asked about anthropology, few questions from that. Then the other person asked about international relations. He asked what's happening in the neighborhood and what India can learn from that, and certain counter questions on that. Then there was a man, she asked about service. What kind of service are you doing? So are you doing it alone? So how do you take care of the street dogs without menace for others?
Yeah, we
And then,
discussed that.
yeah,
The
yeah,
the
so mostly from that.
your hobby.
Yes, sir, the hobby one. And then there was another sir who asked about river interlinking. So it was not from the DAF, mostly a general part, but he tried to diversify it. Yeah, he asked certain counter questions on that.
It was overall it was everything kinds.
Yeah,
Parts of it from DAF. The hobby came.
yeah, mostly from the DAF and then certain general questions also.
Great, great, great. How do you think for a fresher, like a person who's just there, graduated, what he or she, because that is the biggest part, like people waste their initial 1 or 2 years just to figure out, and by waste I mean emotion, time
Mm-hmm.
and money, all three goes.
Yes, sir.
1 year you take or 2 years just to figure out, okay, this has to be done. I'm not criticizing the long term, the physical long term coachings, but still, people are, even after attending them, people are confused, like what has to be done. And there are so many questions: Laxmikanth, Polity, MCQ, practice, test series. I lost it, 10 marks, 20 marks, CSAT. Oh my God. And then if you take too much of time just to figure out for pre, then another problem is simultaneously coming up as a mountain and you don't even realize. Once pre gets cleared, then there is mains, which is the
Yeah.
main exam, and people
Many,
don't know. So,
yeah.
what do you think should be the ideal preparation mode, or how should people jump into it? Because people just jump into it and then they realize, oh, 1 year is gone.
Yeah.
What do you
So
think should be the
all that you have said, I have experienced the same thing because I did exactly all these mistakes, whatever you have said until now, because I directly jumped into it. I was not aware what exams does it include, how to prepare. And I directly gave my prelims without even preparing, just to test my luck that year.
Hmm,
And then I wasted 1 year in coaching, which was not fruitful at all. I was nil with knowledge and had to start it from scratch again. So I think
hmm,
I made all these mistakes. So I think what I would say is firstly, it's important to understand what this exam is without
hmm,
properly. First, we need to understand what UPSC is, what are the stages in the exam, what is actually the syllabus, and how you have to prepare for it. I think for that, you can take a guidance, you can take certain mentor or even an institute, but I think it does not require a whole long-term coaching. For
yeah,
my understanding, I believe you can take guidance that is necessary. Someone who is into this field or someone who's helping students from long time. That's the first thing. Second thing I would say is stick to the syllabus. Don't go with all the materials that they provide in market or the institutes provide. They provide certain
hmm,
quick notes they provide or they provide certain revision notes. I think it's
no,
not necessary. Yeah, you have to make your own revision notes. You have to read the basic books. So stick to the syllabus, stick to the basic books. And the next thing I would say is revise and practice. This is all you can do because no one can guess what UPSC asks. So you need to prepare yourself in multiple dimensions. So practice is something that's very useful. You can practice 5,000 questions per prelims, any test series. You can even get the books online and practice. So mains you can do daily or even the full mock test. So I think practice is something that you'll have an edge because we'll think, we'll read, but we'll not put a pen on the paper. So that's the major issue. So I think when we follow these things, I think that will be helpful for the students at the start right now.
I think the exam has graduated, and now it is not only about content assimilation or those fixed stop, fixed gap kind of solutions, those tricks and all of that. Pricks failed in pre, pricks will fail in mains also. Now, what is required is beyond content assimilation or writing practice under some good personalized guidance, is what I feel. If that is there, you can crack it because people are writing, and a lot of people are writing on daily basis. So you can't just keep thinking and prepare the content and believe that okay, on that day I'll perform.
Yeah.
You have
Yes.
to
Your
practice.
pen. Yeah, you have to put your pen on the paper.
True.
After prelims, especially after prelims. That's very essential.
Coming that from you and all the toppers will be a great message is what I wanted, because sometimes there are diligent, good, smart people. There are two hesitations. I'll say there are people who read well, understand, then they hesitate to make notes
Okay.
because it requires hard work and to sit around. Then there is second sort of hesitation, which is about writing answers and practicing that. If somebody is able to cross these two, cross the bridge, obviously then there is that heaven and all of that green
Yeah.
garden is sitting there for you, but you have to cross these bridges of hard work, and
Yes, sir. Yeah.
there will be pricks, there will be roadblocks, is what I understand in these two hesitations, and
Yeah.
people waste time in these two hesitations.
So I think there's also one more thing, like people try to be perfectionists. They want to do PhD on
Yes.
one topic, and they're overwhelmed with the information. They're like have too much content and they can't put up in one answer. So I
Yeah.
think we need to be average. I think all answers need to be similar or at least ordinary, rather than one answer being extraordinary and missing out on one answer. So that is also important.
True. Trying to be perfectionist and getting
Yeah.
lost in the game,
Yes.
because ultimately there are only two pages.
Ah, yes,
You
you
might
can't
be
write.
knowing a saga or a Bible or a Gita about it, but
Uh,
hello, there's only two pages.
yes,
That's true. But that we discussed when we were doing that means practice. But yes,
yes,
there are only two pages. That point also people miss.
yeah.
Presentation is also becoming very important.
Yes.
Cool. So now I'll ask about us also. Where do you think we should improve as a small nurturing a very small initiative which me and Abhijit have been trying to bring up? Where should we improve? Last time our mains focus was not a great big batch, but it was sizable, good batch, decent, and we have performed well. We have given some 7, 8 selections out of it, so it's good. So why I'm saying one or two in the numbers, because there will be one or two who will be coming in the reserve list as well. We know
Okay.
it. So yeah, uh, because people have
Well,
missed 1 marks, you got it.
yes,
They'll
sir.
be featuring in the reserve list, which will come up.
Yeah.
Right? But yes, you tell me where should we improve? And
Sir, I
an
think,
honest and a frank opinion.
sir, very honestly speaking, I think where what you guys are doing is really helpful because it has helped me a lot. Because we guys had daily answer writing, we had peer discussions as well on the group. So that helped me build content, also review my own answers because I was trying to compare my answers with the other people and try to understand where I was missing. So there was daily practice, and you guys were always there with us, reviewing our answers and also trying to pull us up when we were down so that confidence you build is enough. And also, I think you also try to ensure accountability of us because we were lost at certain points and you try to bring us back into our position. So I think it was very helpful. And I think this is enough because if we do more, we'll put more pressure on students because there's optional,
True.
there's years, there's essay. I think this is all what we need. So you gave a right direction.
True. No, we shouldn't overdo it also, because then it's
Yeah,
like crossing the boundaries and
yeah,
we are, kind of stressing out. Um,
yeah.
We are, me and Abhijit, we both believe in that, and even you've seen it should be a fun journey. It shouldn't be a burden journey. Okay, oh my God, we have to do it. It should be that we're doing it and it will happen. Why not? True. So great talking to you, Ananya, and stay in touch. We'll be in touch. Next, do give a
Sure,
attempt.
sir.
You can be
Sure,
on
sir.
there. You should get an
Always
idea.
with more guidance. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Why not? Great man. Nice talking to you. Bye
It
bye.
was
Have a
good.
nice day.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Bye.